It's summer here in Australia and I've got a great twist on a classic Aussie dessert that's going to knock your socks off. Now I'm gluten and dairy free, and there's very few desserts on the menu that we people can enjoy. But would you be shocked if I told you that this dessert is gluten and dairy free? Well, to celebrate the occasion, I'm going to continue the Vanlife shots, and boy, do I have a treat for you today. In honour of this dessert, I've pulled out a bottle of brandy that's been in the back of my cupboard for longer than I care to admit to. Cheers. Whew. Whoa. Alright, let's do this. Today we're making mini pavlovas. Works really well for a group of people because they can build to their own taste, or it's perfect for one because you're not forced to eat the whole cake. I'm going to put the ingredients here for you. Now, there's not a whole lot of cooking involved here, but I'm going to make my own raspberry coulis. So let's get started on that. Alright, let's turn on the cooktop. Let's go for about a medium heat. And I'm going to pour in my sugar and my juice. Alright, you're probably wondering what happened just then. I learned a new thing. So I can't put my cooktop on and have my lights on at the same time. The lights go out. So I've opened the side door, and that's probably a good thing anyway because it's letting in a nice breeze on this hot day. If things go blowing, well, that's just going to add to the entertainment. So let's get back to the coulis. Oh, this is going. So the sugar is going to dissolve in your juice. Let's add the raspberries. I'm going to turn this down a little bit more because it's going like crazy here. Alright. I put these raspberries in the freezer a few days ago, and when you put raspberries in the freezer, they go a bit mushy when you take them out, and that's perfect for this recipe because we're going to mush it up in here. So 2 planets of raspberries, pour in. I took a risk wearing a white dress, so we'll see how clean that dress stays by the end of this recipe. Stir that through, mush up those raspberries. Let's go medium heat. And we're going to cook that through. Now you can buy your own, you can buy raspberry sauce in the supermarket to make it easy, but I figured we're not doing much cooking here, so let's make our own, and this is really simple. So you want to keep this on the heat and keep stirring until the raspberries soften and it forms more of a sauce than a lumpy mess that it is right now. Alright, I'm going to turn this off now, and mine's still a little bit lumpy, but I don't mind because that adds a bit of texture to the final result. So you want to put this aside and you want to let it cool. You can put it in the fridge if you don't have as much time, but let it cool down, and we'll save that until the end when we're ready to decorate our pavlovas. Okay, now comes the fun part. We're going to build our pavlovas. So put everything out on a tray. If you're at a party, it's a great way for people to make their own. So I've got pavlova bases. I mean, if you're fancy in the kitchen, you can make your own pavlova bases. These are just easy. I don't have an oven in here, so I just pre-bought my pavlova bases. I've got my chosen fruit. I've got raspberries, blueberries, and mango. I've got a little bit of mint, coconut to sprinkle on top. We've got our raspberry coulis. And the secret ingredients, the twist part of the pavlova, is coconut yogurt. So if you've ever had a pavlova, you know that it's made with whipped cream. Whipped cream can be pretty heavy, and if you're allergic to dairy, you miss out on pavlova. I actually came across the coconut yogurt alternative a few years ago. A beautiful lady made me a farewell cake from a job that I was leaving, and she was a fantastic baker, so she made her own pavlova, and instead of whipped cream she put coconut yogurt on the top. I thought it was amazing. Everybody in the office loved it. It was delicious. On a whole cake it starts to get a bit sloppy, so these mini pavlovas are perfect because they hold the coconut yogurt in place and they don't look too messy. Alright, let's decorate these babies. So get your coconut yogurt and you want to spoon a little bit on top of your pavlova. I think this could do with a little bit more. And then get your fruit and spoon that on top. They're very delicate little things. I'm going to add a bit more colour with some mint. This adds to the freshness as well. It gives it a bit of a zingy taste. So I just rip up my mint, sprinkle it on top. Now let's get our raspberry coulis. We're going to drizzle the raspberry on top. That looks really good. And the final touch, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of coconut on the top. So there you have it, mini pavlovas. They look really great, don't they? And I reckon they're going to be a pretty big hit with your friends.